golf is widely regarded as the most difficult sport in the world. Several factors contribute to forming this perception, the unpredictability of the weather being key, while the science behind hitting the ball straight and demand for complete focus also fit the bracket. Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Rory McIlroy and Jordan Spieth are 4 names among golfing folklore to have made course play look easy in the modern era. However, this documentary isn't about them, but someone who dreams of following in their footsteps. Damien Hewitt is a 20-year-old amateur golfer from Reading, Berkshire, who plays off scratch, otherwise known as a handicap of 0. Although this is excellent, it is also 6 shots under that of many professionals. Damien plays every day with the intentions of making it into that category. He won't let anything get in his way from achieving his goal.
Confident, mate. Ready, preparing. Just got to be humble and not get too, I don't know, happy with it. Focused, you know what I mean?
As he drives towards reaching his ambition, the first thought on his mind is choosing the driving range for the day's practice. But when did this obsession begin?
I started when I was about 10 years old. My dad brought me into the game, took me to a driving range called Blue Mountain Golf Club. He gave me a golf club, started hitting a few shots, and he must have seen a bit of talent. I thank him all the time. Obviously, getting me into the game is a massive thing for me now. It's a massive part of my life. Obviously, trying to make it professional now, so no, I wouldn't change for the world. When I'm 24, I'd like to be a certified professional golfer. But obviously, with golf, you know, you got to put in as much work as you can to get much out of it.
While his swing came natural, something else was required to make that next step. A trainer in the shape of PGA professional coach Jason Brandt, who has mentored Damien's potential for half of his life by delivering one-to-one sessions at the East Berkshire Golf Club. From day one, Damien's performance levels caught the eye of the retired pro golfer.
If you look at Damien's transition, that lovely move forward, and then you can see his hips start to unwind. And more importantly, for such a young lad, he had such fantastic balance. As you can see the finish there. Damien will turn pro, because that's all part of his plan. It's very difficult to say whether he's going to make it, define make it. So will he play for a living? Yes, he will. Will he be a multi-millionaire? It's hard to say. But he's definitely on the right pathway, and his work ethic will certainly stand him in good stead.
As a scratch golfer, the right-hander averages no drop shots on his final card, recording scores of par or better throughout 18 holes, and also hitting a tee shot of at least 250 yards. An impressive feat, but one he has aimed to better through a change of scenery.
We're at Solent Golf Club right now, pull into my old golf club. It's a shame to move on, but when you want to progress, certain things you have to leave behind and move on, I guess.
Deciding to seek pastures new after a 5-year stay at Solent shows Damien isn't startled when it comes to making decisions for his progression. And that mature mindset will increase his likelihood of making the elites, which stands at under 2% of the 30,000 professional golfers in the world. So, what are his strengths and what areas does he need to work on?
He needs to work on his short game, some of his decision making, but from tee to green he's first class. Damien now swings a 7-iron at about 98 miles an hour, which is about 3 miles an hour faster than tour average, so he's very, very powerful. He's kept that athleticism. He's obviously grown a lot, goes to the gym a lot. Certainly not much more to do in the golf swing. Technically he's fantastic, but that doesn't give him the right to play great golf all the time.
With a few tweaks to an already impressive game, Damien is in a promising position going ahead. But even so, there's no certainty of becoming his generation's Jack Nicklaus. This is because the participation is high in the sport, where 6 million people swing a club throughout the globe, a factor which has limited the achievements of European Tour golfer Richard Bland.
Yeah, every guy out there now that's playing on the tour, works his backside off, and whether it's in the gym or getting better out on the golf course, it's kind of a whole package now. And you get, if you get to play the European Tour, you get to travel the world to do it, and you play some of the best courses.
Turning professional at the late age of 31, setbacks have continued through Bland's 15 seasons on the continent's top tier, where he is still searching for his maiden European Tour victory. This hasn't decreased his motivation.
You have to believe in your own ability. You have to trust yourself. To fail as well. And we all know deep down, you know, we all ask ourselves the question, and we all have that voice in our head that will go, you know what, yeah, you know you're good enough, or you know you're not.
Although Damien isn't legally old enough to buy alcohol in America, he has personally experienced difficulties that people his senior would mentally succumb to.
I was born with an illness called Hirschsprung's disease. It's a disease where you just messed up your lower intestines a little bit, forming a colostomic bag. So growing up with that was probably a little bit challenging. It wasn't exactly the easiest. Comparing to any other kids, like they didn't really have, from what I know, a lot of setbacks. But I overcome that. I didn't see it as much of a disappointing thing to have, you know. It made me who I am. It makes you a lot of character.
Though he recalls a darkened past for inspiration, Damien's modesty means the intensity of his passion is the main source for his continuation.
I've got motivation anyway because I love the sport and I want to be the best there is. With the fact that I had an illness, it's a minor setback. But no, yeah, I feel like it pushes me to become even better.
To gain some visual experience of the professional game, Damien travelled down to Ascot for a 30-man contested PGA event at the Royal Berkshire Golf Club. Also there was the secretary of the governing body for the south of England, Sam Smith. He considers how golf is unlike most sports where age plays a huge role.
Golf is very hard and it takes a long time to master it. And you know, young golfers, 17, 18 years old, can be good players, but they haven't had enough time to actually learn to play the game, which is why we find that actually people hit their prime when they're in their 30s because they've actually had the experience of playing behind them.
As the shots come down from the professionals who Damien aspires to be, he decides it's time to make use of the on-site driving range. Damien knows he needs to improve every day for his name to feature at the major championships. This is crucial due to the worldwide improvement of those in the sport, according to board member Smith.
The standard of golf in the world is exceptional. There are lots of developing countries developing very talented golfers. You just have to look at the lady professionals coming out of Korea. It's hard, but you know, England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland, they have some very good players and a number of players in the top 10 in the world, so the chances are there if you're good enough.
Like the trophy the competitors at the Berkshire Golf Club are vying to win, grasping the claret jug of the Open Championship or styling the green jacket from the Masters are part of Damien's dream. However, his list of memorabilia isn't empty.
With me today I've got a few trophies from the journey of my career. This one was from when I was about 9 years old, British Junior Championship. So obviously it was a little while ago, but it was a very memorable competition. As you can see, I have the trophy there. And then I got one from pretty recent times. So this one's a bit bigger. This was the under-25s Colt Championship for the Berkshire, Buckinghamshire and Oxfordshire. This one's probably one of my best ones I've won. It's quite a good one to look in, to take back. You know, it makes me feel really proud about doing this.
Winning awards for his development has created a perfect base point for Damien, but doing so as a youngster eludes the fundamental element that the game is so richly associated with, the money. Golfing journalist Peter Orfter-Hyde points to a certain level in commitment that is demanded to reap the returns.
The point is to be very good. We're not talking scratch handicap, you know, you're needing to be much better than that. You really also need to have money behind you to allow you to go from tournament to tournament to improve your game, but that's going to cost money, and unless you have somebody to back you, it's very difficult.
If he is to make it at European level, his occupation would certainly have to be reconsidered. Fortunately, the tournaments he enters only take place in the UK, with the season's first being the John Cross Bowl on the 27th of April. With not long to work on his game, Damien hits the course.
Today, we're off the Castle Royal Golf Club, my home club, in practice for all the upcoming competitions for this season. So looking to get a few specific bits done in my game.
I gotta testify, come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Gotta testify, come up in the spot looking extra fly. For the day I die, I'ma touch the sky. Back when
If you look at actually the tour stats, their short game from missing greens, the top players will have an 80 to 90% up and down rate. So they'll miss a green, but they'll chip it onto the green, and out of 90% they'll hold that putt.
Go! 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 Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up. All the way up. I'm all the way up.
He finishes the 18 holes with a remarkable score of 2 under par. Although in confident spirit, a few hours on the grass is only one day's work.
My plans for next week and the upcoming months are to be practicing as many times as I can, get up here literally as much as I can, practice as much as I can, because I know the amount of hours you put in is what you get out of it.
If you work hard enough to achieve something, the likelihood is that the rewards will follow, and for Damien, being a professional golfer is all he has ever wanted. The challenges he has already overcome demonstrate his tunnel vision mentality, but these are only to increase as the years go on. Yet Damien isn't fussed and is prepared to swing straight through them.